It is October 31st, 2017. We're here at 441 Parkbrook Street in Spring Valley, California, 91977. We're going to inspect the main sewer lines for the house. We have a bathroom right behind this wall here, so we've got a 3-inch clean out that should sweep back into that bathroom. We expect this to be all plastic pipe. This may have been a bathroom addition, or if it was a remodel, they may have pulled everything and redone it all. So this is all ABS plastic line. And here we're coming up, and now across, and we're actually headed up the line here. And right there you can see that's the bottom of the toilet. We're actually inside the toilet right there. That's the white china of the toilet bowl, right where the line empties into. So that is the very beginning of the sewer line, literally, for that. So this line is all obviously in perfect shape because it's all brand new plastic. We're going to pause the video and move out our camera. Okay, so we're in the same spot. We just came down from that clean out, which went back to the bathroom. We're now going to go from the other clean out that's going to sweep away from the bathroom. A little bit of cobwebs on the line there. We're going to pause the video for a second to clean that. Okay, cleaned off that, so we're now headed away from this bathroom in this new 3-inch plastic pipe. Small coupling and turn right there, and here's where it ties into the original 4-inch main sewer from the other bathroom for the rest of the house. So this is the end of this 3-inch line. So we're now going to go ahead and pause the video and move over to the next section of pipe. Okay, so we've now moved over to the other cleanouts. Here are the original 4-inch sewer main, and these cleanouts were put in when the line was dug up, certainly to add that other 3-inch line. So this part of the clean out is headed back into the house. So there to the left, that's the 3-inch pipe that we just came down when we stopped the last video recording. So that's where that 3-inch and the master bathroom dump into the line, which we've already inspected. So we're now going to head back towards the house. So far, this is still all new ABS plastic that was dug up and replaced. Okay, so right here we have the original cast iron pipe. So it appears that what somebody did was they had an original 3-inch cast iron sewer main coming from the house, and they put in a 4-inch pipe, and they actually pushed the 4-inch pipe over the outside of the 3-inch pipe. So that's why this pipe here, you can see in its entirety, is actually inside this plastic. Now, I don't know if it goes very far. It shouldn't, because they need to connect the right way. It has to be connected with a rubber boot called a Fernco or a mission band. So I'm assuming they did that, and it again is okay to go from 3-inch to 4-inch. It's just that the cast iron is overhanging the edge of the ABS by just a little bit. So I'm assuming they do have a proper connection band here. I don't see any type of weird gap. Now as I get forward here a little bit closer, I can see on the bottom edge of the plastic there. So it does look like it's okay. And again, we're going in reverse, so we're going into a smaller pipe, but everything would be flowing the opposite direction. So that is not a problem. We're just going to have a little issue possibly jumping up over this little edge. So we're going to see if our camera, there we go, had to kind of push it forcefully. So that's a clean connection. There's nothing wrong with that. We're now going down this original cast iron pipe. Small turn on the line right there. A little bit of water hanging out in the pipe here. Not a big deal. Small amount of buildup or deposits cause that sometimes, that little bit of water to be hanging out. But right now, overall, the cast iron pipe is nice and open. Not many deposits or scale or buildup inside the wall of the pipe. Okay, here we have an opening that could be right where the toilet dumps into the line. Otherwise, it's going to be a junction possibly where the kitchen and laundry dump in off the side or back side. We'll keep pushing down the pipe here. And there's another little T-junction right there. And then here we have another Y-junction or T-junction right there. And then the last little junction right here. So that should be the tub drain right there where it's dumping into. That's why we see a bunch of hair there coming down from the vertical pipe where it's emptying into. And then right here to the right, that Y T-junction, that should be the kitchen and laundry emptying into the line. As we back up vertically right there, that should be the lavatory sink. And that should be our toilet dumping into the line. So we're going to go ahead and push forward again. Just want to go past this line here. So this line here should have nothing, because this is the end of it. And sure enough, you can see as we come up to the edge here, this is the end of the line, or we could say the beginning of the line, and that's where there's an abandoned old clean out. This is probably not exposed because this is underground, and we're seeing this at the same level, not a turn upward. Now you can see we do see a little bit of roots and fine little vegetation growing in the line right there. Now this is again a dead part of the line. This is not being utilized. We're going to back up slowly here. So a real fine small web of roots clinging to the side and top walls of the pipe there. A little chunk of some little foreign debris or object right there. And then as we come back up, that should be the bathtub again. So the rest of that line is an inactive portion of the pipe, just from when it was built, basically. So what we're going to do is we're going to pause the video and run a little bit of water through the bathtub to make sure that that's where we go ahead and see the tub drain with that little hair and debris coming down. So we're going to pause the video for a second. Okay, so you can see the water coming in. We do have the bathtub, just a little bit trickle coming through. So that is in fact the layout of the system. Now we do have some clean outs as we back up just slightly to that T-junction or Y-junction off to the right there that picks up the laundry and kitchen. Unfortunately, those old clean out plugs are metal into cast iron pipe, and the decking that's around there is extremely tight. And the one off the laundry, the stucco is actually buried over part of it. So we're not going to be able to open those up. We typically don't inspect those 2-inch lines anyway, because typically they're full of a lot of buildup, and sometimes it's hard to get the camera across. We will go ahead and check on the rooftop if the vent above the laundry is somewhat accessible, because the kitchen vent makes a bunch of turns around the window. So we will try to look down this 2-inch line. There's just not any guarantees that we're going to be able to get down the pipe or be able to get across the system. So we're now going to go ahead and pause the video and look down the remaining main sewer from the front yard clean out to the street. So we're going to pause. Okay, so we've now moved over to the second clean out, which is going to sweep away from the house to inspect the line from here out to the street. This is all ABS plastic pipe so far across the front yard here. Okay, We're now making a small turn, and here you can see we're going to connect into the original cast iron here on the system. So that was a downward turn, so we're actually going down at about a 45-degree angle, and then the cast iron here is ending, and we got another little 45-degree turn to recorrect and become horizontal. And we can see coming up right on the edge of that is right going to be where it's going to actually transition into clay pipe. So we've only got a very small run, almost just all 45-degree vertical of cast iron, and now this other horizontal line is actually clay. So we're going to try to get our camera, there we go, bounced around that turn. So we're now running under the city sidewalk and headed out to the street. This is all 4-inch clay pipe. Every hub so far has been clean and clear. Clay comes in very short 3 and 4 foot sections, and we're always worried about roots intruding because of how it's joined with just a rubber boot that's greased up. But everything looks good so far still. And here we have our turn into the system and our dump. And there you can see the big city pipe with all the water running by the street from the neighboring houses and properties. So that's the end of this lateral line. So everything looks perfectly good on this system. We had only those very minute, small, little fine roots growing around the back of the pipe at the very back of the house, but it's an inactive part of the line. It's actually the original buried clean-out access, so it's not a concern whatsoever. So we're now going to go ahead and pause the video and pull back and try to go ahead and access the kitchen and laundry line from the roof vent. Okay, we're now here on the rooftop. We have a very small camera. We're going to attempt to go down through this vent here for the laundry. See, that's the vent for the water heater, and then a little bit farther down the roof line, kind of hard to see, but that's where the kitchen vent is. So we go down this. This will lead into the beginning of the laundry drain line. There's where the laundry dumps into the system. Okay, we're now in the horizontal pipes. You can see there's some scale and buildup in the line, and that's exactly what we expect to see. And then it's tying into the kitchen, so we'll see right there's where the T-junction, you can see, comes together. So now it's both of their systems. So this is all original 2-inch cast iron. It is mostly open, and we do have a good view so far. A lot of times we'll have food or grease in here that inhibit us from viewing the pipe, but so far it looks really good. Here's a turn on the line, and that's actually the dump into the main sewer already. So this is what we came across and are dumped right underneath the bathroom right now. So we've already inspected this portion of the pipe. So there's a clean bill of health here on the kitchen and laundry lines as well. So there's no issues with this system whatsoever. So that concludes this recording.